Thor here, and this episode is about something called a feeder ship. Have you ever been driving past a port and seen the massive container ships that look like a skyscraper on its side floating in the water? It's easy to think that those are the pinnacle of the shipping industry, and while that is in part true, those ships have some serious limitations and high operating costs. In a world where logistics rule, the shipping industry is king. Logistically, the larger container ships would not function well if it weren't for something called a feeder ship. It is likely you've seen one somewhere in the vicinity of a super container ship, and I will forgive you if you merely thought that they were simply a smaller cargo ship that maybe a smaller company owned because they could not afford the larger cargo ship, or that maybe they were some older outdated ship still operating. Suffice to say, I drew those conclusions before I knew much about the boating world. Fortunately, those smaller container ships are quite the opposite. They serve as an intermediary for smaller ports that the bigger ships cannot fit into. They also travel up large rivers and into lakes. They are called feeder ships because they often travel from a small port full of cargo to the larger vessel where the cargo will be transferred off of them and onto the bigger boat. Because of the fact that they have to work with smaller and less developed ports, they often have their own loading equipment built into the boat, such as cranes, winches, and other tools to transfer the containers from land to sea. They can vary in capacity, but are generally able to handle anywhere from 300 to 3,000 20-foot long shipping containers. For reference, the larger container ships have a capacity of up to 25,000 20-foot containers, so while that may seem like a lot by comparison, they are significantly smaller vessels. Overall, they excel at cutting cost and work well in a hub and spoke model of logistics. These ships represent the spokes of the shipping industry, and to put it simply, the larger vessels could not operate anywhere near what they do without them. So I hope you enjoyed the video. So until next time, this is Thor, signing out.